Gotta stay hydrated, man. So there was hearings today. Our Congress interviewed 3 people for transportation. The FMCSA, the NHTSA guy, the National Highway Safety Administration, and the hazmat guy, pipeline, whatever. There was about 30 questions. Just giving you an update. This is an update. Our elected officials, they asked those guys about 30 questions. The FMCSA guy, they asked him like 5 questions. Not one of those questions was about non-domiciled CDL truck drivers. Not one question about non-domiciled CDL truck drivers. However, they did talk a lot about the autonomous trucks or driverless trucks. I mean, that's they all got their money invested in that. They're actually, it was borderline talking about forcing Americans to buy newer vehicles. That's where they got their money invested. And even though they have like Land Rovers, a lot of Land Rovers, like 60-year-old Land Rovers running around Martha's Vineyard, that's their favorite car. But they're going to force you, the American people, cars and trucks, to get safer vehicles. Even though the NHTSA people, they said that has nothing to do with it. You keep taking away responsibilities from people behind the wheel, and then they have nothing left to be but distracted, by the way. So all that safety stuff is just money. It's people making money, and whatever you believe, if you think that's safer to have all those features in a truck, you're bullshitting yourself, or you believe a lot of bullshit. Because if you keep taking away jobs of a driver, what's a driver supposed to do? You've only left them to be distracted. But anyway, our elected officials asked 30 questions from the 3 guys and only 5 for the FMCSA. And not one word about the non-domiciled CDL truck drivers that bought their CDLs. And I mean, they talked about Mexico a little bit. They talked about a few other things. But anyway, it's just an update of the ATA has paid our elected officials to do nothing. And they are doing a fantastic job of doing nothing. They aren't even talking about nothing. They're going to elect people at the FMCSA to do exactly. In fact, the fix was already in. Fetterman from Pennsylvania, he already struck a deal. He's going to support those people. Even though he's a Democrat, he's going to support those people, the Republicans, because they made a deal long before these, they talk long before they actually get into this courtroom. For us, that's just for optics. So they're going to fix a pipeline. It carries jet fuel through Pennsylvania. So Fetterman said, hey, I'll support you, but you got to fix this line that's leaking jet fuel into the ground around northeast PA or southeast Pennsylvania. Anyway, that's how you know it really is all fixed. There's handshakes and all kinds of stuff before whatever it is, but I'll tell you what they're not getting. They're not going to touch those non-domiciled CDL truck drivers that are destroying families and, running over people every month. Every month they're taking out a family. They won't talk about that. They got 4,000 driverless trucks on the highway, and they're going to keep collecting data for that because that's where all the money's at. They're counting on getting rid of you and me. And they're going to do it because we're not going to do anything about it. But talk about it.